Type in that SMK. So this is going to be a run of Super Mario Kart. This is KVD. If you've ever watched the Super Mario Kart stream, odds are you know me actually. And the commentary is going to be by Dan H. So he'll do most of the talking, but there will be some chatter back and forth, I'm sure.
Alright, let's do it to it.
Yeah, let's go. That's no more time to waste. I'm not gonna load that ghost. So 3, 2, 1, go. I haven't missed the first zoom start, unlike at SVDQ.
Alright, so very first thing you're going to notice about this is the boosting. He's driving through off-road sections without losing speed. And this is accomplished by releasing a boost or a mini turbo that you might know from Mario Kart Super Circuit or Double Dash or 64. In this game, if you release one of those over the off-road section, you don't lose any speed. Now, you don't get any sort of visual cue to get this boost, but you do kind of get an audio cue after you accomplish it. So you don't see the sparks like in Double Dash or the E's in Mario Kart 64. And that last lap was rough for Carl.
Oh yeah, it sure was. Flat boost though, nice finish. Sub-minute at least.
Yep. Sub-minute, solid on Mario Circuit 1.
That's okay.
So, after KVD gets this zoom start, I will try to explain how to do boost.
You were confident I was gonna get it then.
Yes, I'm always confident. The zoom start on the time trial is fairly forgiving.
Oh, don't say that.
Much more forgiving. I'm going to try to jinx you as much as I can.
Oh yeah, sure, go ahead.
KVD said that he would do 10 push-ups for us per zoom start that he missed, so we're going to try to get him to do that. Anywho.
At least it's gonna have to do 10 reps tonight anyway.
So zoom start, you have to push the gas button, the B button, about halfway between the first and second lights that the Kitu shows you. It's about, on time trial, probably about a 10 frame window or so, versus Match Race and 150cc Grand Prix, that's a much less lenient window of about 4 to 6 frames or so.
Yeah, the zoom start is probably the least bit of tech that this game has. But
yeah,
it's unnecessarily complicated.
This game is fairly unforgiving if you don't know what you're doing, especially when you're using the big characters and their really crappy acceleration, but they have the best top speed, so that's why we have to use them.
Exactly.
Alright, Ghost Valley 1. Hopefully we get to see a platform jump here. An NTSC taking the platform, the shortcut here. Oh, he's going for it. Nailed it. Wow.
Yep.
Well done, KVD. So without a boost, it's only about a 2 frame window to hit that jump. With a boost, it gets
got greedy.
a little bit easier.
Well,
that sucks.
Kinda does. That negates the effect of the success completely. And then some. It's okay though.
Anyway, so boosting. Typically, you would get your normal boost by going around a hairpin turn, a really long, winding turn, like you find on Donut Plains 1 or Mario Circuit 2. How to activate one, you have to be holding the R button, which is the jump button, and turning in a direction for about 1 second. There's a certain number of frames that you have to do it, but I don't know how many frames exactly. Ballpark, it's about a second. But in all these cases, we kind of trick the game into thinking that we're turning by zigzagging back and forth, left and right, really fast on the D-pad, all while holding R. So around each of these corners, well, a bunch of these corners on Bowser Castle 1. We're going to see KVD zigzag back and forth, and then all of a sudden stop zigzagging, and sometimes his cart sticks in one position while it's going down the straightaway. It kind of is off at an angle.
Yeah.
That means the boost has activated, and you actually hear a little bit of an audio cue. You'll hear the engine rev a tiny bit. So each time he comes around one of these 90-degree corners, he'll zigzag back and forth a little tiny bit, and that's when the boost will release. And we call this NBT. NBT means New Boost Technique. It was discovered back in like 2001, so the term is a little bit outdated.
Yeah, I just call it boosting actually. I don't use the term NBT anymore.
Other games will call it MTs or mini turbos, but whatever, boosting, all the same. And you might notice right now when he's going over these yellow jump bars with the little bit of lava right behind it, he's jumping over the yellow bars because those actually slow you down quite significantly.
Oh yeah.
If you hit every single one of these in this race, it probably costs you 3 or 4 seconds.
Thereabouts, yeah. If you hit only one though.
A wall hit, but no big deal.
If you hit only
Hopping
one,
before you hit a wall will pretty much maintain your speed.
you can get away with hitting only one jump bar because it slows you down by 1/10, but after that it's exponential speed loss. Oops, yeah, I hate that start.
Alright, we'll see if we get to see some long boosting in this this race. More than likely,
no.
I'm guessing KVD will stay safe.
I've already
At least for the first couple.
I've already mucked it up.
First couple laps.
I didn't need long boost to muck up this race. Losing boost all over the place for the moment.
Yeah, the last one was tough.
I don't know why it didn't trigger actually.
So actually, this course, Mario Circuit 2, in recent weeks has been absolutely destroyed with a little bit new strategy by Scoob, Julien Holmier of France.
Yep.
He's been experimenting with a different trajectory when he hits a long boost. So those arrows that KVD is hitting, that speeds him up a little bit and allows him to cross that bit of bridge, they act like a mushroom. In a Grand Prix or match race, a mushroom gives you a short burst of speed. If you're familiar with any Mario Kart game, you would know exactly what they do. But long boosting is kind of unique. Oh, you didn't go for a single one. Come on.
Yeah, I mean, it's not worth it going for it in the final lap actually, because then you only have the risk and not the reward. So
long boosts are kind of unique. You actually use the arrows and then you hop into the wall. Hop into a wall and release the gas, and it kind of slingshots you around the track. Very interesting technique. KVD didn't show it off because he's a wimp or something like that. I don't know. So now on to Choco Island 1.
I went for 3 platform jumps from Ghost Valley 1, man. What can you do?
So this race is currently embroiled in controversy on our
I like that word.
our little time trial world record site.
Embroiled.
Go to MarioKart64.com/SMK, and MarioKart64.com is kind of the server for all Mario Kart time trial records. So this lap, what he's doing on like turn 3, he's building up a boost, hitting a jump, and then jumping over a wall, which currently is considered a shortcut and not allowed on the charts. But there's been a vote put out, and it might be allowed on the charts now, or in the near future.
Yep.
Personally, I disagree with it, but we'll see what happens. So on to Ghost Valley 2 Crash Valley. This will be hopefully a fairly uneventful race. The platform jump on this track is a nightmare to make. I don't know how people hit it 5 out of 5 times. It's just terrible.
So you're tempting me to go for it. Is that it?
Well, whatever it takes to make you take some risk and show off some tech here.
I'll go in the final lap. I'm gonna regret
Alright.
it probably, but
This will end badly.
most likely, yeah.
So gonna build up a boost.
Yeah. All right.
Ooh, very nice.
It was actually a good jump as well. It was tight.
And that little bit of dark planks on the track, that's actually considered bad track. If you try to turn on that area without jumping and holding R, it kind of throws you all over the place. So that was very difficult.
I should. It's funny that you mentioned that because I used that transition from normal road to dark road as the cue for when to release my boost for making the platform jump more successful.
Here we go. All right, so Donut Plains 2. KVD, I believe you dominate this track on the course charts.
Yep.
This is personally one of my most hated tracks.
It used to be for me as well.
Yeah, I don't know why anyone would ever want to play this board.
I'm dropping quite a few boosts today. But that's nothing new, but it's more than usual.
Must be that third-party controller you're using.
I actually use the one that Joe recommended me. What's it called? SM Pro pad? No, it's not that. The high frequency pad. That's the one.
So this course is the first one that you get to see the Monty moles get in your way. If one of those hooks on, if you run into one of those, it kind of latches onto you and you have to hop rapidly to knock them off. Or back when I was a wee lad, about 15 years ago, I thought you had to drive into the water to knock them off.
Does
Thank
that work?
God that you found out. All you have to do is press R a bunch of times in a row.
But does it work if you drown?
Yeah, you go in the water, they pop right off.
Aha, that's nice.
It's a terrible strategy.
Well, yeah, I suppose it is.
Right. Bowser Castle 2 is one of the more technical tracks on this game, in my opinion. We're gonna probably get some horrible RNG from the thwomps, especially on that corner right after the stop sign. And then the quickest route to go is, so in the middle of the track you see those two junctions. Going either left or right at the first junction doesn't really matter. I think right is a teeny tiny bit shorter distance, but going right at the second junction is like very, very much faster. Probably about 3 or 4 tenths per lap faster. Maybe only 2 tenths per lap.
I'll go for the final lap just to show.
It's
show
tough to pull off.
If it works, you can see the
You
difference.
kind of just have to trust in the trajectory of your cart
Yep.
to hit it.
Close your eyes and hope for the best, pretty much. Well, it's more than that, but yeah. But you'll see the difference in the splits if I can manage to pull it off.
Yeah, and so KVD is staying fairly safe at that turn after the stop sign with the thwomp wall.
Oh yeah, I'm not gonna go there.
He's going around them, which is best for a marathon run. Otherwise, this course would take about 2.5 minutes. Like right there, all 4 of them were down. Just impossible. A couple of little wall knocks.
Yeah, so it was probably just as fast.
Right strat. It was okay.
Didn't win time with it that way, I would say. Yeah, I lost time because I missed the lava jump at the end.
Yeah, if you're gonna go for any sort of really good times or world records on that, you really have to take that one turn as tight as you can. Try to go under the first or second thwomp, which is, not very likely. That's one of the toughest grinds for time trials, I would say.
I completely agree. Yeah, it is.
Now this one is pretty much carpal tunnel track.
Try to go for the pipe boost.
Oh. running into pipes all over the place.
Yeah, that was actually intentional, but I didn't hit it correctly.
Sure. We'll go with that, KVD.
It's a relatively new strategy.
This course, you are constantly zigzagging back and forth on the D-pad to build up boosts and constantly going over the off-road portions. It is murder on your left hand.
Actually, my hand is cramped up already.
I remember playing this course for like 4 hours one
Oh
day
my
and
god.
just didn't want to do it anymore ever again.
Is that when you
So I
retired?
settled on like a 129. Flochius wants to see a minimap only run.
I like that idea.
Once you get to Rainbow Road, that would be
Oof.
exceedingly difficult.
That's true.
It would be doable, but not impressive at all. Alright. KVD's favorite track right here. Koopa Beach 1.
I think the upside would be that, oops, that crashing doesn't look nearly as bad on the minimap.
So this has an interesting technique. A couple interesting techniques, actually. You're seeing KVD build up a boost after turn 1, and then sliding through this really big water portion, and hoping he doesn't hit a fish.
Yeah, that's the right word, hoping.
So he builds up a boost, hops into the water in the middle of a slide, and if you slide through the water a certain way, you don't lose any speed. Backup strats right here,
Oh yeah.
doing all water sliding. So how the optimal strategy works: build up a boost, slide through the first portion, and then you release the boost halfway through, and all of a sudden that kicks in and you don't lose any speed.
That was not a good showing, by the way. But it's a tough track.
Yeah, you had a 9-second last lap.
Yay.
So that water sliding technique actually works on snow as well, which will be the next course that we see. But for some reason it doesn't work in the mud of Choco Island 2 right here. But all we need to do is build up a boost off the corner right before the mud, and then boost straight through it over the island, the shortest way through. So another probably unusual technique that people might probably don't know about is releasing the gas
Oh yeah.
when you're mid-boost. So releasing the gas while you're doing an off-road boost kind of extends the boost for about another half second or so. And that's really important to get across some of these really large expanses of off-road area.
Absolutely. Oh wow.
And actually releasing
real?
the gas...
For realsies?
Releasing the gas when you go off-road, even without a boost, actually your deceleration rate is a little bit lower than if you were holding the gas the whole time. So that's why with a boost it works so well to release the gas. Vanilla Lake 1, another track that I don't like.
Ah, right there with your body.
I was going to say you do like this.
Mwah.
This is one of your good ones.
It's okay.
So a couple intentional block hits just to make the course a little bit more friendly. And again, like on Koopa Beach 1,
Improv
he's
all
building
over.
up a boost off of turn 1,
It's improv everywhere,
And then-
pretty much.
and then snow sliding, just like water sliding on Koopa Beach. He hits a snow slide and then releases the boost right after the slide. And this kind of has a twofold effect. It allows him to get a little more speed because he's releasing a boost, but also when you boost, the cart kind of sticks to the track a little bit more and gives you a little more traction, which is really, really helpful on the ice physics of this game. Ice is all bad track. and if you try to turn without jumping and holding R, it'll just end badly.
So this is where
Alright,
dreams
Bowser
come.
Castle
Yeah.
3,
This is where my dreams died on SGDQ. Winning the race against Sami.
this is the heaviest RNG because of this thwomp wall. So if all 4 thwomps are down, you're basically screwed. There's actually 1 pixel on the left side you can run into the wall if all 4 are down and
Then-
actually get past them. But it's really slow. I mean, not taking the turn correctly as a normal hairpin turn there, it is just going to cost you 1 or 2 seconds for the race.
Still better than
Again,
hitting a thwomp.
trying
though.
to hop over all those yellow jump bars. And thank you, thwomps. I'm guessing you hit the brake right there.
Yeah, it's better than actually knocking into them, by far.
Yes, it is possible to actually. These carts are equipped with a brake.
It's the Y button. I usually never go there, but in one tries you kinda have to sometimes.
So, hopefully you all watched Super Black Bass a couple days ago and got to talk with KVD a little bit. KVD is very close to retaining his world championship on the Mario Kart site. MarioKart64.com/SMK. I cannot stress that site enough. It is awesome if you are
Hey,
at
10
all
push-ups.
interested in Mario Kart time trialing.
10 push-ups coming up after the
missed
run.
Zoom start. You owe us 10 push-ups.
Yep.
We'll have to get a webcam on Carl and make sure that he actually does them.
Yeah, it's gonna be complicated since I don't have one at the moment. Oh wow, I'm actually distracted a little bit.
Oh man.
It's okay. This is a long track. I can just make up by driving a bit more risky.
Yes, we nicknamed this course the Intestinal Circuit just because of how windy it is.
It's not the most interesting track.
It's quite boring, honestly.
Yep.
I mean, the little bit of boosting helps out a little bit. I must mention new strategies that are still coming out on this game. This 25-year-old game. This came out in 1992, and there are strategies that are still being experimented with and are currently not allowed on the time trialed world record site. So that same guy that was pioneering Mario Circuit 2, Julien Holmier, he started purposely running into the wall on that first big hairpin turn, and then releasing a boost after it, and it started taking down times quite significantly. So far, it has been voted on that will be allowed on the site, because it's just kind of a continuation of all these new boost techniques. But we'll see. We'll see what happens with that. Donut Plains 3 here is arguably the toughest track on the game, especially when you're trying to race in GP mode, either 100 or 150cc. This track is very difficult, and KVD is making it even more difficult with that boost after the first bridge.
That's not a one-try safe strategy, but hey, I did a couple of bad courses already, so thought I would do something interesting.
Yes, having that boost after bridge 1 through the grass gives you a really terrible angle to get onto bridge 2. Oh,
that was
rough.
that was a pretty tough break there. I went into the wrong direction, for crying out loud. Yeah, this is gonna be hard to repair.
So that That terrible angle is kind of negated by the physics of the game, though, especially using the heavyweights, the really bad turning guys, Bowser and DK. You can actually turn to the left, and it forces your cart to slide to the right, which will slide straight down that second bridge. And hopefully you jump over the top of that water, and you time it correctly, and you take the next hairpin pretty tight. Honestly, if it wasn't for that third lap, that would have been a really excellent run.
Exactly. So
Better
it's
than my PB.
so it's one mistake. Oh, 20 push-ups. So it's so it's one mistake in a technically excellent run, and then you lose 7 seconds just like that. That's the story of this
Yes,
game,
and
though.
we get another set of 10 push-ups from
Yep.
KVD. So this one we're executing slide boosting again and hoping that fish doesn't get in the way. 2 fish, actually.
This is the most prominent one, though. The other one can sort of be dodged.
And shout outs to Joe Bernier, who was supposed to be doing commentary with me. I believe he was the one that came up with this end of lap strategy. Build up a boost off the turn right after the big water area. Slide through that little tiny peninsula of water where the fish is.
No,
And then
that's actually one of the few strategies that is mine.
I'm still giving a shout out.
Yeah, sure.
Also, shout out to Sami Chetan, godfather of SMK. Ghost Valley 3, the platform jump on this course is the easiest.
Yeah.
So there's a little story behind that. Last year at AGDQ, when Carl was racing Neo,
Shoutouts.
Florent Leconen of France, probably the best overall Super Mario Kart player on the planet. So in that race, they were racing Grand Prix 150cc, and Ghost Valley 3 is fairly simple to make this platform little shortcut, even on time trial mode, when you're going a lot slower than 150cc. And immediately after I said that it was the easiest platform to make, KVD failed the jump. It was beautiful timing. But that race ended spectacularly with 12 hundredths of a second.
Also because of that
between the two
crash.
racers.
It was just a setup. Stage for charity.
Yes, the hashtag among the Mario Kart community, staged for charity, started trending. Sub 115, barely.
I'll take it.
I'd take it too. So Vanilla Lake 2 is probably KVD's best track. Don't screw up, pressure's on now. Let's see some island jumping.
Really? No.
Yes, last lap.
Okay.
A little bit of water hit there.
Yeah.
That slows you down quite a bit.
That's
but
actually very problematic slowing down on this track, because it's always hard to gain back momentum with all the moves that you have to do. They sort of require a constant flow of speed.
I'll just not talk and watch it in awe.
Okay, here we go then. No! The ice cubes got in the way. It's really tough to get that angle right. Too bad.
Yes, this entire race, if you haven't played Mario Kart, Super Mario Kart, you would have no idea how amazing it was, what you just saw for the first 4 laps.
Yeah, I tried to set up the island jump angle in the final lap, but it's really difficult to get the trajectory right and not hit the ice cubes.
Right, so we only require 20 push-ups from KVD.
Oh yeah.
And here we are at Rainbow Road, the final track on the game, and some of the sweetest music on the Super Nintendo. Shout out to Guillaume Leviac,
The Rainbow Road
current
God.
world champion on both the PAL and NTSC version. And then a personal shout out to the legend Dave Smith, just because.
Natty Ice, man. Natty Ice. Also, I used to appreciate the soundtrack a lot more, but I've played this track to death and beyond, so it's kind of does nothing to me anymore, sadly.
Yes, and must avoid the extra trolley star thwomps. Fortunately, they're fairly out of the way. I mean, the turn right before the thin section could be taken a little more optimally, probably, if they weren't there, but who cares?
Trying to go out with a bang and take some extra risks.
Building up a little bit of boost on that thin spot.
Yeah. Time. Okay, let's play
Great
it.
race. Well,
30-35. That's
well done, KVD. 1690 on that last lap.
Yeah, I was taking some extra risks just to because we were close to finished anyway. Thanks for commentating then. I hope you all enjoyed watching, everyone on Twitch, and thanks Fiesel for having us on SNES
So
Superstars.
that 30-35, where does that kind of rank? What is a typical run for you?
Back when I was doing runs for preparing for HDQ, I was usually around the 30 minutes flat, or probably usually even below, like 29:50. The world record, well, world record quote unquote, because no one really plays this category except Sami and me. It's 29:42 from the top of my head. So 30-35. It's not that bad, but it's not great either.
Well, as long as you don't touch the Grand Prix 150cc one player
Yeah,
record,
staying well away from that one.
I'll be fine with that.
So yeah, the push-up thing. I don't have a webcam, like I said. I could just do push-ups, and you'll hear me. You'll hear the mic hit the ground or something.
All right, make it happen, man.
Yeah, this is gonna be real. Okay, 20. Let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Alright.
Fiesel says, Speed Guns Live. It's a shame you don't have a webcam.
Yeah, I'll tweet a
Show
picture of my
that's
face
the
just
world.
to show the flush on my cheeks, so you know I actually did something. Anyway, thanks for having us, and yeah, looking forward to some more exciting runs on the schedule that are still about to be played.
All right. Time for our host to take over. See you
Yep.
later, guys.
See
Thanks
ya.
for watching.